What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and it is Wednesday, the day of the Bitcoin spot ETF announcement, or not. Now, obviously, yesterday was a bit of a fiasco. You might have saw Bitcoin's price rise up to 48,000 and then significantly drop back down, continuing to plummet quite a bit. I think we're at 45.2 at this point. I have to double check here. I'm in a long, but it's a 5x long. I made a trade recently. It was the first trade of the new year, and I just a $2,000 trade. I mean, it was up like $2,000. I was pretty happy with that. I was patting myself on the back, and I did get out of that. And but before all this happened, I thought, you know what, I'm going to set another one just because I thought the news might be coming any day. And I felt pretty strongly that it was going to be favorable. And then lo and behold, we get a tweet from the SEC saying, hey, this is launched. The Bitcoin ETF's approved and we're moving forward, yada, yada. It was a pretty elaborate tweet. And it just sent the market up to like 48 grand. But I wasn't even at my desk, so I didn't even watch it. And then I wasn't here at the time that the reverse news came out. Oh, by the way, sorry, we were hacked. Now Bitcoin's currently trading at 45.4. My long trade is down $1,100. I'm not getting out of it. But my liquidation price is like 29,000. So like I should be good. I mean, we'll see, right? Famous last words, but that's the beauty of 5x leverage. I trade on my Fair Desk platform, and I love it. I do. I love my Fair Desk. They've been really, really good to me, and I'm just doing really good. So anyway, we get this news that the SEC's Twitter account was hacked, and I'm left feeling like somebody that was handling the social media account for the SEC scheduled an announcement on the wrong day. That's what I think. I think it was supposed to be today, and it got screwed up, and it was easier for them to say that they got hacked rather than reveal or release the news a day early or just early, whether that's by a day or a week or a year. I don't know, but because I think that could prove, a lot of people are saying, well, if they had announced it by accident a day early, why didn't they just roll with it? And I think that when you're talking about the SEC, I think there are potentially a lot of financial and legal ramifications for that. So it's probably easier for them to just say, look, sorry, we got hacked and this wasn't supposed to be put out, or it's just not real, right? But it's really screwed a lot of people in the market. And I'm thinking, isn't the SEC supposed to prevent this kind of stuff? It's just everything has just gone so wacky that, like, honestly, I've stopped trying to make any legitimate sense of any of the stuff that's going on because it's just wacky. There's no other term for it. Like, what person uses Twitter that doesn't have two-factor on their accounts that would enable them to get hacked? And I don't know. I don't buy the official narrative. Of course, I never really do. But, I think it was a scheduling issue. And I think ultimately, it could be announced today. But because of the issue yesterday, I don't know, would the same legal or financial ramifications associated with them releasing that announcement a day early still apply if it were a week late? I don't know. Like if they were, I don't know. So we're going to find out. I mean, it's only 11:30. So the announcement could come at 4:59 p.m. Eastern time today. You know what I mean? End of day trading. But I have said multiple times in many of my videos that I believe that there are going to be some events that push the market price down, because when they do release these ETFs, they do not want them at the current market rate. This is all retail market driven with some institutional accumulation driving up the price. And none of these big power players want to spend billions of dollars at current market price. So, I'm not saying anything other than I expected things like this to happen leading into the announcement. Whose ever fault that might be, who knows? I don't know. So that being said, I'm seeing a lot of, I'm on my news site because I've been looking at my adaplug.com. And I'm looking through the articles in the latest releases of what's going on as it relates to Cardano. And all of the news is pretty much the same. Everybody's speculating on price. And that's really all I'm seeing right now. And it's like, listen, folks, I get that everybody is investing into the cryptocurrency market to speculate on price. That's wonderful. I understand. We are all here for it. But you have to look at what's actually happening on chain and in these ecosystems to truly understand the value of what you're investing in and holding. Okay. This is just one website. This is, the Cardano Explorer. This is the new beta. It looks really good. I like it quite a bit. It's very, very solid. You've got Cardano Scan that's showing different metrics of what's going on. And then this is Masari.io, which I actually like to reference them in some of the data that I'm looking at, especially like active addresses. You've got a lot of different charts: price, real volume, outstanding market cap, circulate, just all sorts of stuff. Right. And the point to all of this, network activity is one of my primary things. Transaction volume, all of this kind of data is very, very useful. And I'm not even going to dive into it because that's not the point of this video. I don't want this video to be long. But the point I want to make is, folks, when you're sitting around and you're focused entirely on price today, price tomorrow, you're losing the overall picture. And I can't stress enough that for me, I am a big proponent of Cardano, always have been. Shout out to Charles also, by the way. I was in a Twitter Spaces last night, and I guess he saw that I was on there, and he popped in and said hello and said, let's do an interview soon. So I sent him a follow-up message. I'm always available. I know he's always up late. I think he's a little more verbose in the evenings. I think once he's winding down, and I'm always up working. I'm working on my card game. And by the way, we're totally changing. I have a team now that's working on Wargrim, which was going to be a miniatures tabletop game, but we've decided to go towards a trading card game because I love trading card games, and I think that you guys are going to really like this. And I've been working on a lot of assets that I'm sending off to the team, and they're already sending me like demo models and things of the gameplay and all. I mean, it's coming along. I mean, in quicker than I thought. So that'll be a really, really cool thing. Our plan is to have this done and ready to be playable by April. So we'll see if that works out. But anyway, the point is that, I see all of this news about price speculation, and I really think that everybody's missing the boat here, because what we really need to focus on is what the blockchain is that you're interested in. Okay. We see, I have my feelings about Solana, right? Because the bulk of it's basically owned by, like the investors, the venture capitalists, the people that fund it, right? And they buy a lot of marketing and just a lot of FOMO, right? They've shelled out a lot of money to developers to build on Solana, which there's no problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. But it's the overall narrative, like to me, it rubs me weird that Solana is one of Sam Bankman-Fried's biggest holds. Just a lot of what was going on with that as it related to the FTX token, just all of it just rubs me weird. But I hold some, I have some regardless, because we've seen the price go up. I mean, I bought some when it was like $20, and I really do wish I would have bought a hell of a lot more. But people look at the Cardano price and they think to themselves, wow, Cardano doesn't move very quickly, very much, right? And it's like, in the grand scheme of things, against some of these other tokens, Cardano seems to be very slow across the board in its development. Even though it's the most developed blockchain out there, it's the most decentralized blockchain out there. There are so many reasons why Cardano is dramatically superior in the vast majority of ways. A lot of the metrics and the narratives that are put out there by competing blockchains, or even by people that hold competing blockchains, about throughput, scalability, transactions per second, they miss a lot of the nuances that make Cardano great. You know, for example, one transaction on Cardano can have, 400 transactions inside of it, right? There are in these blocks, just the way everything is calculated and built, it's just a dramatically different blockchain than the lot of the stuff that's out there. And the reason why all of this stuff is important is you have to look at the use case and who's involved in these blockchains. Folks, I see a lot of videos popping up all the time, the same kinds of videos that I used to do back in the day that I'm sure many people miss and wish I would do more of. But a lot of these, 1000x tokens that can make you rich. And listen, I've been around, okay? I've seen it all. I've seen everything rise and fall. I know what it's like to feel like the crypto market is a bunch of butterflies and rainbows and everybody's going to make millions of dollars for just a few grand. I know what that's like. I know what it feels like, and I know what it feels like to look at this technology, especially if you're new to it overall, and think to yourself, "Man, this is all new. This is going to take over everything. Everything's going to be tokenized. I want to get in, and I'm following this YouTuber and that YouTuber, and they're telling me that this is going to 1000x and this is going to 100x, right?" And I understand what it's like when you feel that hope, especially at a time with, the economic nature of things right now, where you've got the truly, truly brainwashed people out there that think everything is going so swell. And then you have the rest of us who kind of see what's actually going on, right? And we can see the struggle. And we see this transition of the financial markets, transitions of wealth. And we're looking for something better. We're looking for something that actually empowers us as people, as investors, that's a little more risk averse than the rest. And I'm looking for that. That's what I'm into now. I'm into more risk averse assets, not, and I've thrown some money in some meme coins. I mean, anytime I buy something, I do a video about it. I let you guys know, like, what am I into, right? But the bulk of my holdings are Bitcoin and Cardano primarily, and that's it. And everything else is just kind of, I consider my little fun things that maybe they do well, maybe they don't. The things that don't do well aren't going to hurt, and the things that do well will do well. And congratulations, I'm doing better. But I'm trying to, I know this is a little jarbled, and I'm trying to explain to you guys and gals out there that are entering the crypto space that, number one, be very vigilant. I mean, do your homework on everything and anything. I don't care what YouTubers out there professing their love and admiration for X blockchain, Y blockchain. I don't give a shit. I don't care what we all like. I don't care what we don't like. Do your own research through and through. Don't fall for these bogus airdrops that are like, send us your seed address and we'll throw some Bitcoin on it, or we'll throw some ADA or whatever your favorite token is, whatever they're trying to scam you out of. Don't ever give anybody your seed phrase. Don't ever do anything stupid. If it's too good to be true, it likely is. Most likely is. I've seen so many projects that I thought were going to go to the moon that just didn't. That just went, you get some of these people, they write a really cool white paper and they put it out into the world and they get everybody to believe in them and their project and what they're trying to do for the world. And then as soon as they get all that money, they change. All of a sudden their priorities are different. All of a sudden it's like, I don't crowdfund any of the stuff I work on anymore. I've learned what that's like. That's hell. That's hell. I don't want to be accountable to anybody's expectations of me for building anything. And, but the problem is that too many people have made millions and millions and millions of dollars, basically on a pipe dream, not understanding the difficulties, not understanding all of the nuances of what it takes to develop an application, a project, anything. And a lot of that money ends up wasted. Millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars have been wasted by just pumping money into people with an idea and nothing to show for it. And I think that overall, that what I'm ultimately trying to get across is don't risk high dollars. And this isn't financial advice. Do whatever you're going to do. But I am not one to risk a lot of money on pipe dream tokens. And here's the reason why. And this is the ultimate, that my publicist is blowing me up now. Here's the reason why this is a big deal. You are most likely not going to know when to sell. And that is ultimately the gist of this entire video is, you know, when you've got big blockchains that look like they're pumping to the moon and they're going to make you stupid, filthy rich, chances are the people that are causing the pumps behind the scenes, whether it's through marketing or narrative building or whatever the case may be, they're going to dump the value of that token on your head before you even know it hit you. And so all these big gains that you think you're going to get are going to be gone overnight. And when the peak of the market hits, you're likely not going to know when that is. You know, there are all sorts of different things that can happen between now and the peak of the market, and it's likely going to catch you off guard. And I know my first cycle, it caught me off guard. I wasn't quite sure what was happening. I didn't understand why some of the biggest names in crypto were dumping their own tokens and doing all these things. And I thought, this is shady. These guys are bad. This is terrible. No, they understood what was happening because they've been through it already. And in hindsight, it's like there are so many different things that I wish I would have done differently since I got into the crypto space. There are a lot of things. Everybody, we make mistakes, we learn, we try to do the best we can. But it's a very, very challenging, trying space to be in. And, you know, I guess overall what I'm trying to say is invest in what you believe in, not because you're told to believe in it, but because you've done the work to understand the tech behind what you may be investing into. And look at the data, look at the on-chain metrics, look at the use case potential. Why is this technology better than the others for whatever the use case is claimed to be? How is this blockchain going to change the world? How is it going to empower you as an investor and primarily as a user? These are things that you really need to look at. And some of it can get really, really technical when you talk about like EVM blockchains and or ZK rollups, and you could get really deep into oracles and all of these different elements that are associated to blockchain tech. You can get as deep down that rabbit hole as you want to. I mean, even the nature of decentralized finance can be daunting. But put in the work, put in the effort to understand what's happening in the crypto space so that you can buy assets that maybe if you miss the peak, you're still going to do well. And if you have to hold it through the next cycle so that you're better educated, better informed, and ultimately better positioned to take advantage of it, then you're not going to have to worry so much about whether or not that project you're holding because you bought into a bunch of FOMO and hype is going to go to zero before the next peak even starts. And I think that's ultimately the gist of this video. There really isn't a significant amount of news to cover right now. So I just figured I would just kind of share my thoughts on how I'd really want to see everybody be safe and learn. But now is definitely the time, right? I mean, everybody talks about a lot of the projects that I have in development. I do, but I'm not doing everything in all these projects on my own. There are a lot of different people working on different elements of XYZ. I'm trying to build. I mean, to me, it's not necessarily the bear market. It's the build market. This has been the time when you build and you prepare for what's to come. So listen, folks, I mean, in general, I think that these ETFs are going to get approved, hopefully today. And you know, I'm in a long waiting to see. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. I'm always right sometimes. But listen, folks, let me know, like, what questions do you guys have for me? What questions do you guys have if I do an interview with Charles soon? What kind of questions would you like me to ask him? What would you like us to discuss and talk about? Let me know in the comments below. And I will be going through all the comments in this video. I know it's not very poignant or precise, but it's really just me sharing thoughts and me looking to gather thoughts of yours on some content that I should be looking at doing in the near future. So until next time, crow your coins. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.